Hi everyone, thank you for staying subscribed to my channel. So I'll try to make this video a quick one because this is my first video in 2019. So basically it's a quick first impressions and some recommendations and my thoughts on the products that I used today to put up this makeup, although I don't know how much is left for you to see. Yeah. Okay, so basically I've got all these products since the end of last year, so around the last quarter. So these are fairly new release and I still see them in Daiso even from my last 2 weeks or so's visit to the nearest Daiso in Waterway Point. So I think in the bigger branches you should be able to still find them. So the entire makeup today that I did, I've only used 4 Daiso items. So even for the makeup tools, which I did was this two. There's a series of Daiso makeup brushes that came out with this. There's like a bamboo what is it called? It's the bamboo handle, you know, but it's kind of like a travel size kind of like length, and they are really good. So if you still see them around, you can buy it. You should consider buying them. If not, I think the current release is a series of Mickey Mouse motifs printed kind of brushes with artificial bristles. These are also artificial bristles. Yeah, these are all artificial bristles, so it's very soft. I haven't seen any shedding when I wash them, so they seems to be pretty good. So these are recommended Daiso makeup brushes. Okay, so the next thing that I used was this toner. So there's a series of this, you know, size toners that I saw, and I'll use this today. So this is actually the one with the rice ferment filtrate, which is sake. So this does not have any added fragrance, but it does smell. There's a fermented kind of like fermented something kind of smell. So if you don't like it, but I will overall think that this is a nice toner. It's very hydrating. Very easy to use. It's not very, you know, complicated. It's not sticky. I like how it is. So I've used a lot of Daiso toner, so this is one of those that I think I will recommend. Yep. And then the other thing that I use after the toner is the Royal Jelly serum. There's a whole series of all this like you know, serum that's out. So far this is the one that I've tried just today. So it has a slight yellow tinge. So comes in the dropper. It's very light, like very liquidy. So so far I don't see any immediate irritation or rashes from using this. So I think I will need more time to assess whether this is showing any difference or making any difference to my skin as a skincare item. So the next thing that I did was to apply this gel, because that was like it's not very moisturizing. It is hydrating, but it's very lightweight, so it gets absorbed very fast. So it feels like my skin is like still very bare and naked. So because I have some pimple on the I think I can see the pimple showing through already. Yeah, and over this area of my chin. So I actually use this Acne Moist Gel. Can you see this? Yeah, I was using this after that serum. So these have a very herbal scent. So the texture is very similar to all other oh no, all other Daiso gels that you saw that I reviewed before. Oh no, this came out. This is so watery. Just give me a minute. Yeah, so this has a very light texture, and it has a herbal scent. It's not it's not tea tree, it's not eucalyptus, so it's just some herbal scent. You can see this is just a very light gel cream. Very light gel cream. In fact, it is very watery. Okay, so it doesn't feel sticky. It gets absorbed quite quickly also. So if you are okay with the scent, you may give it a try. Because after applying all over the face, right, it does not aggravate the pimple. So I think it is okay. Yeah. So after that, what I did was to hydrate, or trying to hydrate my lips. So I tried these 3 products. these three in the very nice blue packaging. I think you saw this in Daiso. Yep. So I first used the lip essence. Very watery, liquidy kind of texture. Almost slightly greasy feeling, but not sticky and not uncomfortable. And it doesn't get absorbed well. So I would say maybe not so. I wouldn't recommend, even though it was only $2. Then since I had very dry lips today, I went on to try this UV lip cream. So this is just like a normal lip balm in a stick. This compared to this is kind of dry, very hard to move along chapped lips. So I also don't really recommend. But if you want something with UV, this is the only thing compared to the three that has UV in it. UV protection of SPF 21 and PA++. So you can use this just as a UV lip balm. It's not gonna help much. Then out of all three, I will consider telling you guys to try the lip balm, because this has it's a clear balm without any fragrance. All these three has no fragrance to it, but the lip balm stick, this has a natural citrusy, almost like honey kind of scent. So I will check the ingredients and see whether there's any fragrance. If not, you know, you could consider using this as the UV protection on your lips. And then if you really want some apparent moisture, this could be considered. Though I wouldn't recommend if you are like me. I don't like to do this alone, you know, when I'm outside. So maybe at home I will do this, but it's not a very convenient way to bring around for this packaging. Yeah, but out of these three, I think this could be considered for you to try if you want to. Then the other thing that I used for the face product was the Espoleur BB cream. It is something pretty new. I've never seen this before. In fact, the rest of the items I'm going to mention from now is all under the Daiso Incorporated Registered Trademark of Espoleur. I googled this and it appears to be a Daiso registered trademark. So maybe they have now starting to produce their own cosmetics range. Who knows? But anyway, this is very different from the other BB creams that I tried in Daiso before. In terms of texture, this is more creamy. It's a thicker consistency, but it's easy to blend out. I use my fingers to blend this out. And upon blending it out, it gives a matte but slight dewy, glowy kind of effect. Matte as in when you touch it, it doesn't feel tacky. It doesn't feel sticky. It doesn't even feel like, you know, there's any texture, but a matte kind of feeling with a slight glow. But it could be because of my skin. I have combination skin, so slightly after that, I see some glow coming up. Yeah, so this has SPF 20 and PA++, so I do recommend you guys to try this out. It seems to be quite nice. There is very little coverage, but it does lighten, whiten, or brighten your skin tone. This one that I have is in light natural. I'm not too sure whether they have other tones, but if they do, maybe a natural tone maybe would be better, so it wouldn't have the white cast. But the white cast is not very strong, so I still think that you can try this out. And then I actually used a Espoleur concealer. It's a creamy concealer. So this concealer comes in a stick in this doe foot applicator. It's quite thick. Okay, it is quite thick, and it does offer some light coverage and it's buildable, but I don't think it built up to medium because I applied on my sunspot, if you can see. It does kind of like camouflage the sunspot. I have 3 major sunspots, so it does try to camouflage it. But I realized that upon applying it, almost like a few seconds, excuse me, about 1 or 2 minutes later, not seconds, yeah, about 1 minute or so later, this actually oxidized and become very yellowish. The color that I have is light beige, so this actually oxidized until it has a very yellowy tone. So you can try it if you want something that's hardcore, like coverage wise. I don't think so, but if you have very little blemishes or very little like trouble on your skin, right, this might work. Okay, because the texture is quite nice. It's not sticky, tacky. It's buildable, and it's kind of like it does dry down to a powdery or kind of like powdery finish, although it's a cream texture. Easy to blend. Yes. Then of course I have to set the BB cream, because by the time I finish with the concealer, I told you I got some glow coming out, you know, of my skin. So I use the Espoleur face powder. Yep, so there's two tones that I got. It's baby pink and beige. So thus far, all these Espoleur products under Daiso are made in Japan. Okay, so this too. So I use this to kind of like set one side of the face, and I realized that this has no coverage, but it does correct the skin tone. You know, when I apply the BB cream earlier, it does whiten it a little. So this kind of like this actually helps to bring some life back, like lesser white, you know, in the tone. So this is a very skin tone color. So it does bring back the skin color, and it does mattify a little, but it doesn't control oil, because I can still see my oil coming through. And whereas for this baby pink, it's almost like a translucent powder. I don't see much of anything happening, but then I need to comment on the packaging. It is really cute, very cute, very nice packaging. And then I was most excited about the next product, but I was the most disappointed with the next product. And the next product I'm talking about are their cream eyeshadow. I have color in gold. It's a very cute packaging again. So this is gold. And then this is white. And then this is pink. And then the last color that I got, you see I got 4 of it because I was so excited to use it. See, good packaging. There's some like motifs, some patterns, flowery kind of texture here. And then it opens up nicely, you know. This is brown. And guess what? The only color that makes sense or managed to work is brown. I don't even know whether you can still see it here. I apply it right here on the lower half of my eyelid. But even the brown, it doesn't dry down. So I think as of now, as I feel it, it still feels sticky. In fact, I think it is coming out. Yeah, I think it is coming off. Because now I am perspiring, and I can feel that it is like, you know, coming off. So the cream eyeshadow doesn't dry down. It is very tacky for the rest of the colors. The brown, it is tacky, but it's just not crazy tacky like the rest. The rest are like glue. Okay, I felt like I'm applying glue stick to my eye. So I had to remove them. And there's no color payoff for all the other colors except for the brown. The brown is the only one that has some color payoff. Not sure whether you can see any color. Yeah. So for all these cream eyeshadows, I do not recommend. Okay, don't. Unless you have other ways to make it work, but I don't, so I don't recommend. Yeah, I tried. And then the next thing that I used was the Espoleur powder eyeshadow. So it also has the Espoleur logo here. Nice, the same kind of packaging as the cream shadows. And then this is called Glitter White. So it has very fine and sparse amount of glitter. So when I apply it to the highlight of my brow bone area and the inner corner of my eye. I'm not too sure whether it's showing on camera. Yeah. So this is not very pigmented. So I haven't tried other colors. So I would say if you are keen, you could give it a try. But if you want something that works, I will recommend you to try other Daiso quads or eyeshadow palettes that's available in their regular, you know, line of like, you know, cosmetics. Those really work, but this it works, but it's the color payoff isn't that good. So, you know, I'm indecisive about it until I try other colors. I might not want to try more. It depends. Then the other thing that truly works, I would say, I can see it happening, as you can see now on my on my eye. The lashes, you see that? Okay, it's not curled up because I didn't curl my lashes before applying this. Okay, I think this side is more obvious. Sorry for the lighting. So this is the Espoleur mascara in brown. So it has a series of color mascara. Okay, it comes in traditional bristles with slightly curved wand. Slightly curved. Okay, so it does help me in terms of my mascara application because my eyes are slightly protruded, so the curvature of the mascara wand actually helps in the application. And thus far, this is a few hours of wear. I don't see any flaking off. Let me see what it is. Okay, it doesn't stain, so it does dry down. When I first apply this without curling my lashes, it does help to curl the lashes a little, but I think maybe I applied too much, so the lashes are like slightly drooping down. Yep, so I do recommend you to try the mascara because I think this is something that do work. It's not going to be very crazy loud or super effective curling or volumizing kind of mascara, but at least it does work. But I couldn't really comment whether it is waterproof, yeah, or water resistance because I haven't tried. I'll let you guys know, okay? Then other than that, I didn't have any blush. I didn't buy any blush this time around, but you can always check my past videos or tutorials that I did where I used other Daiso blushes that worked. In terms of the blushes in this line, I saw some blushes in this line, but I didn't want to get them because of the color selection. And because I think they have it in cream blushes instead of the powder blush, so I didn't really get it. Maybe the next trip, maybe I might consider trying. But given the color payoff of the eyeshadows, I don't know. I might wait it out. Like I might wait for some time, and see whether they come up with better quality product before I buy. Okay, the next segment is the last series of products that I have for this video. So first of all, the thing that I tried was the Espoleur orange color lip that looks like a balm in the, almost like the lip balm kind of packaging, like this one. See? But this has color. Okay, I'll just do a quick swatch. Can you see it? So it does have color, but it is not very opaque. And honestly, because I'm applying it, I'm swatching it on my hand, right, on the back of my hand, it does appear like it's very lightly colored. But actually the texture is more like a lip balm, maybe like a color lip balm. And there's no scent, but it doesn't apply well if you have chapped lips or you have a darker color, natural darker color lip. So for this, I don't really recommend. Yeah. Then since I couldn't get much color and it doesn't feel good, so I kind of like wipe it off and I went on to something else, which is the lip gloss. So again, the Espoleur line of lip glosses. It has very cute packaging. Okay, you can see the Espoleur logo. Okay, so this is very tiny set of like lip gloss. They have doe foot applicators, so it looks very creamy. Do you see that? Okay, so this one that I just applied is in red. Oh, sorry, I took the wrong one. So this is the other one. So this is in red and this is in coral. Initially I thought that red would have more color payoff, but you can see, right, they're all very sheer. They're very sheer, okay. It does look very reflective, but in truth, when I apply these two on my lips, of course I didn't mix them, I just applied it once, applied this color first. I felt that it didn't, a lot of my own true colors, my own true lip color showed out, came through, so I don't see much of the red happening, so I wipe it off, I got this on. This kind of like didn't do anything at all. So I would say I don't recommend this because despite the cutest packaging, it doesn't work out. So I was very disappointed, but not as disappointed as the eyeshadow, the cream ones. Okay, and one thing that's good about those glosses is that it is not oily, it is not tacky. It's very light, it's not thick. It's just not giving much color payoff. That's the only downside to those glosses. So if you just want something very light, you know, shiny, you can get those, but it's not super shiny. I think you have many other nicer lip glosses from Daiso that you could try. For one example that I got from Daiso is this one. I don't know whether you can see this. This series of bright gloss where it comes with a mirror and it comes with a light. These are the ones that are very glossy, high shine. So if you want to get high shine gloss, I would recommend those and some others in the tube. And you can refer back to my older videos. I have mentioned those before. Very good glosses in Daiso. Then the last two items that I got are the lip tints. They have lip tints, yes. Also very cute packaging. We can see this. So this is in sweet pink and this is in rose. I'll just swatch them quickly for you. Doe foot applicators. You can see, you almost see nothing when I swatch. Okay. Almost see nothing. Very, very faint pink color. And then for rose, it is very watery, okay? Hold on now. You can see more color, but it is so light, so thin in terms of consistency. And it actually smells like the lash glue in Daiso. So, but I think this lip tints, they actually do develop the color, like the rose color. In fact, I actually applied the rose color today, and some of the color is still left. I didn't eat or drink anything, but I think gradually the color just sink in to the natural lip, and in person it is actually darker. It's not as pinkish as this. It's actually darker tone. So the only color that I see, the only item that has color payoff is actually this. It's not very strong color payoff, but better than nothing. Yeah. So overall, to sum this up, okay, it is very exciting to see Daiso having new products. Okay, just to show you, I just try to wipe off the lip tint. So the rose color still remains. I would say that the rose color lip tint is stronger, much stronger than the sweet pink. So it does stain the skin. Okay, back to my conclusion. So to wrap this up, basically, I would recommend you guys to try out, you know, to check out the new series of skincare items, and you know, you can play around with some of the lip care items. But in terms of the Espoleur brand of Daiso Cosmetics, I think so far I would recommend you guys trying out the BB cream and the concealer. I think it seems to have some effect, you know. And also the powder foundation, if you just want a nice cute little packaging for your powder. Otherwise, oh, and the mascara, almost forgotten the mascara. Okay, otherwise the rest, I think the lip tint will work. Yeah, I think stay tuned for the next video and I'll update you guys if I have, like, you know, more information to share about all these products. So thank you for watching, and do subscribe for more video updates. I will try my best to have more video this year. Let me know what kind of videos you are looking forward to. Do you like tutorials? Do you like product comparison? Do you want more Daiso? More Daiso? Okay, anyway, really thank you so much for staying with me, and have a nice day. Bye bye.